Don't get me started.
Don't get me started. Oh, shut your mouth. The year is 2025. COVID-29 has turned people into mindless zombies. All hope is lost when suddenly from the shadows two men emerge, Jez and Alex. They will for a team of primetime networkers to battle and save the world. And like Captain America, Jez shouts, "Primetime Network assemble!" That is something you would say. Classic Jez.
You've channeled my voice there, Kamen Rider Wizard 0014. Congratulations.
Yeah.
Maybe commiserations. You are in my head.
Did you say congratulations with a D?
I did.
Right. Some people don't. I mean, I don't. I say it with a T, like congratulations. But I think congratulations is very American.
It's got a D in it?
No.
No.
I'm just saying you just put a D. You just added a D in it.
Do what I want.
I know, you don't give two shits. And that's the way we roll here on Don't Get Me Started. We don't give a fuck. We just don't give a fuck, in the words of probably Dre, who knows.
Well, maybe one.
A single fuck.
One whole fuck.
Is allowed. Welcome! Welcome. Hey, Captain Brilliant. Thank you for the raid.
What the fuck is that noise?
Sounds like my fridge.
Huh.
Don't worry about it. It's not going to explode. They won't hear it. I don't think they'll hear it anyway. What the fuck is that? What the fuck is that noise? We'll check our producers.
Stop talking again!
Thank you.
Alex, it's happening again!
I should have said, I love doing this. I don't hear anything. I remember when I've been going out with various women, because I'm a player, and they'll say, "Hey, what's that? Can you hear that?" And I'm like, "I don't know what you're talking about. I don't know what you're talking about." "No, I can hear it again." And I'm like, "I don't know what you're talking about." Like, especially if it's particularly obvious.
Yes, thank you for the raid. You unleashed the squirrels in the pre-stream.
I liked it.
It was cool.
You didn't have 2 minutes more of bullshit to talk? No, we're very pleased. Thank you very much. Thank you so much.
It passed the time for your people, rather than sat there watching a clock.
That is true. That is true.
I mean, this isn't work.
No.
You don't have to be sat there watching a clock.
Kiev's, was it lava cake? Is that what it was? Because it was hard to see on the laptop what it was. It just looked like, what are those? If you've seen those things, what is it? Where like rate my plate.
Yes.
Got to say that quite carefully. And you got. I'm not consenting.
I'm just a plate.
I think.
I'm sorry for that one. That was terrible.
Yeah, but I legend. I like it.
That was possibly the worst,
awful.
most offensive joke you've told on this show.
My God, I know. And someone's just tuned in and gone, "I have found my brand."
Click.
This is it. It fell apart.
Well,
yeah.
it would do. I mean, trauma and all that.
I know. It'll never be the same again. Lava cake. Actually, looking at that made me want to order a waffle from Just Eat.
He did.
I did, but I didn't. I just thought.
He even tried to rope me in, and then when I was like, I will not partake in the waffle.
Because it was Waffle Wednesday. I don't think they call it that, but I should tell them that they should. Because it's 2 waffles for £10 from Missy Moo's in town, and I was like, wow. By the way, it's £10 for delivery. You have to spend at least £10. So there's no point in not, and it's £10 for the deal. So there's no point in not doing it. As it was, I didn't.
I will have one waffle.
One waffle.
I will order 2, but bring me 1 because that is your minimum order.
I'm licking the plate. Well, I mean,
it'd be rude not to.
I mean,
really,
you don't do any washing up, so that's probably a good idea.
That's done.
Thank you very much. Stick that one. We can use that one
See
later.
you next Wednesday.
Yes. Yeah, I love a waffle. I love a
potato waffle.
A bird's eye potato waffle, or any other kind.
To be fair, yeah, the shop's own brands usually are pretty much on par with bird's eye.
Apple pie and custard. Now I want apple pie and custard.
See, that I can get on board with.
That's a pudding.
Yeah.
That's a pudding.
I'm definitely a pie guy. If I'm going to go for a dessert, it's a pie. Like an apple pie, a cherry pie.
Oh, I love a cherry pie.
And as we've established previously on this show, the smaller the better.
The smaller, mini pies, tiny pies.
Tiny pies.
Do you know, talking of tiny pies, they're obviously still selling all the stuff they couldn't sell in Sainsbury's. And I saw like these miniature artisanal mince pies in Sainsbury's today. And I'm like, they still...
Like the ones that you got me?
Yeah, no, like just two in a packet.
Oh.
And
even more pretentious.
Super pretentious. And they're dressed like... They're dressed. They're decorated like little Christmas puddings. So, like, there's two together, and I almost bought them for you. I don't know why I didn't.
Fair enough. Grumble says Welsh Nana K, which is basically an exploded pie.
I think it's just an instruction.
It's a pie that's been thrown at the wall and scooped into a bowl.
Stop making me fucking hungry, boss. I'm hungry. I've had something to eat, but I do want a pudding.
Bill Cosby.
What is strange is that when I was in Belgium and we'd order Belgian waffles and stuff like that,
They came from England.
They did. They came all the way from here, and I'm like, wow, this
is not Belgium. Send it back.
Every time you get them, the basic version, like, I presume that the basic version, which like we would have over here, is everyone puts loads of cool shit on it and everything. But like over there, I'm like, I'd have to really quite work out where the one with all the chocolate. I'm like, which one is the one with the chocolate and the ice cream and the stuff I can pour over? And you really have to search for it because the basic waffle is not up to scratch. Blueberry waffles, I'm not a fan. I'm not a huge, massive fan of blueberries. I just want chocolate. What I want is a waffle with chocolate and ice cream, and that's what I want. That's what I want on it.
Doom, 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 doom.
That's what I want. Can't eat anything too hard today because you went to the dentist. Oh yes, you did.
Like, you are really glutton for punishment at the moment. Like COVID vaccine, dentist.
It's like
you're just trying to turn yourself into a toothless walking 5G antenna. I swear.
January is already shit, so Ashley's making it shit. But like, this is shit. Fucking drill my mouth.
What could make this far worse than it already is? A dentist.
Yeah. Oh my god.
Chocolate and filth. Is that a proposed rename for this show?
Chocolate and filth. I think he's renaming his cocktails and bullshit. Chocolate and filth could be. Hey, if I'm going out, then why not? But you're not going out because you've got the vaccine now. Of all of us, you're the least likely to die from it.
Unless you mean like figuratively going out, as in going out of the house. You'll just be there in the nightclub and go, woo, vaccinated!
Go fuck yourselves, bitches!
Like,
play my tune, I'm the only one here!
Anyone? Anyone? Literally, anyone?
Oh,
no?
Smells like Teen Spirit, this is amazing.
They're playing my song! They're playing my song! Yeah, no shit, you're the only one here. Yeah. What else would I play?
Play it again, alright!
I'm not even here, I'm a video link DJ.
Yeah, I'm not in the room.
I'm not a key worker.
I'm
I don't
just
get
an
vaccinated.
iPad. Oh my. Liege waffle with ice cream. Well, they do that in Liege. And probably in other places too.
Apparently the Netherlands have a wide variety of waffles. Uni lunch was a different kind of waffle every day.
That's true. That entire area is big on waffles.
One of the most popular things that you could get in my school, like if you went to the food counter and bought things at break time, was a pack of those like dense caramel waffles. Have you seen those?
Oh yes, I know.
They're kind of like biscuity or cookie-y.
I do know what you mean.
You get them in a pack of 4, and like everyone just rushed to the counter to get those at break time, like stampede as if they are storming the Capitol to take a podium. All that with his waffle.
Stroopwafel. Yes, stroopwafel. He's not wrong. That's the kind of... Was it circular, the one you're talking about?
Yes.
Yes, he's got it correct. Stroopwafel.
Is that what they're called?
They are.
Again.
Well, yes.
It's not potato. I don't care.
Really good choice. See, now we were talking just before about how I never really learnt the language, and now there's no necessity to do so. But at least I can still say stroopwafel.
You've got the dialect and the intonation down.
I can.
And they do say that is the most important part of learning a language, is that you
can just
mock and imitate their tone of voice.
I can mock them all day long. As long as the day goes on, I can do it.
Especially with like Spanish.
Yeah.
And you have to get the...
yeah. I don't think I could do that.
You can't do it.
If you haven't been here before, but I get a sense from the chat, or maybe people are hiding or lurking. If you've not been here before, I'm Alex. This is Jez. And or maybe you're watching it on VOD and you needed to know that sort of shit. And Don't Get Me Started is a ranty podcast where we basically tear into all manner of shit and things we hate, and then we talk about things we like. And with various segments where we all just cathartically fucking let everything go. It's a great session. It's a great therapy session for all of us, I think. Calling markers back. Whoop, whoop, whoop. What's up, motherfuckers? He's come back again.
Yeah, I will throw it out there right now. The chat is working this week. I can scroll, so you only need to say things once.
There you go. Oh, he said it. Immediately says it. I love this. He'll be gone in a minute. Calling marker has a thing about coming and going.
He does come and go.
He'll be back. He'll be off in a minute.
Coming and going marking. And there's the host. Thank you very much.
Oh, that's very kind. Good to see you, calling marker. 78th of your clan.
Well, that appears to be stuck.
Oh no. What have you done, calling marker? How do we get that off the screen? Can we just change for another?
Just do this.
Oh yeah, cool tech, nice.
If I turn it back on, is it gone? Almost. It's working on it.
It's thinking about it.
There we go.
Everything's speeding up. Mocking has got me through for 23. Yeah, and to be fair, mocking has worked for a long time. Mocking accents is my trick. Coming from a racist country makes that pretty simple to do.
Do I only have to say things once? Jez, do I only have to...
Garfield, you stupid cat.
Shut up.
Why I order?
Well, that's not... I'm trying to work out what the fuck's going on. It's only don't get me started. Everything else works fine. I don't know what the deal is.
In an effort to make things professional, we've got lots of segments today. Of course, we're going to go very soon into This Is Happening. Later on, we won't miss out on Am I the Arsehole? Probably going to do a bit of Haters Gonna Hate. Might do a bit of Cool Wall. Not too sure. We might hit some Cool Wall.
Yeah.
And we're gonna Don't Get Me Star Trek as well. That's happening. There's all manner of stuff is going on.
There's video, there's images, there's more breaking the stream, you know?
It's gonna be dense like a stroke waffle. You know what I mean? Packed in, tasty.
Now you've said that, I definitely think that is the thing I was talking about.
I did wonder. Let's play the motherfucking Quite game. Quite. The way the motherfucking Quite game works is that when someone says something, we agree, but only partially agree. Agree? The motherfucking Quite game means you have to say quite if you kind of agree. It's very British. Very good game though, Calling Marker. I like that game. Right. Shall we... Are you ready?
I am ready.
Yes. Shall we enter the first segment? My son is also called Aqui. Aqui, I think he was one of the Justice League, actually, I think.
Aquiman.
That's the guy. See, it works, it works.
With his trident.
Do be a dick. Thank you for the instruction, Calling Marker, but I've had 44 years practice. I will...
Plus some time in utero as well.
My mother taught me when I was, yes, in the womb. She's like, now remember, this is how you're a dick. And I'm like floating around.
Your mother totally did not say that.
Yeah, no, my parents would never have said that. Oh my God. I meant don't he a dick. No, he is also a dick.
Okay, before the wheels completely come off.
Let's go into the first segment, the segment we like to call This Is Happening.
In a world filled with haps and naps, two men have risen above to bring you This Is Happening.
Oh, I love it. Calling Marker, if that is your real name. We are, like, being a dick is kind of the
shtick here.
Yeah, it's kind of the gimmick.
If we are not a dick, we're just going to sit
doing it
here
wrong
for an hour, basically. We've got nothing left.
Yeah. We're just going to be dicks, but I invite you all to be amusing dickheads as well. Feel free. Drop in the chat your haps because we're going to talk about things that are hap.
That's in there straight away.
And
we can't really do his hap without explaining the nap either.
Fine.
So he's entrapped us. Damn it!
Oh, nice. Duff nap weekly COVID tests. Hap negative result. So you had to do it, but you're fine. I'm glad to hear you're fine. Carmen Rido Wizard. To confirm, both men are dicks. I can confirm. Yes, they're both penises. We've had a positive dickhead results, haven't we?
We have. I did the test.
Yeah, we did.
I did the choking thing.
Yeah.
I put the stick in my mouth.
Yes, I did the same thing, and it came up that we were definitely 100% dickheads.
The text message and everything.
Okay, what's up, motherfucking dickheads?
There you go. Now you're on board. Hap main roster came back this week. It did.
That's nice.
Yeah, it was cool.
That's good. I'm glad. You know, he's He's advertising another part of the network.
Exactly, yeah. Enjoying all the content. We love all the enjoyment of the content.
We'll get you started with our haps. Have you got any hap? Do you want to talk about hap?
Yeah. Well, I had, preemptively, tentatively put in both my haps and my naps stream working ? In hap, and stream not working ? In my naps.
Yes.
So I don't really know whether it's hap or nap. We're live. It is recording. It's decided it wants to sit somewhere around 47 frames a second.
We're not. It's not like we're playing a first-person shooter, is it?
No, it is not.
And I'm sitting very, very still.
Fairly still anyway.
Yeah, I think we'll be okay.
Lot. But micro expressions. I won't see all the micro expressions. Well, you'll still see them at 50.
I like a micro expression. Talking about micros, my microwave is pretty fucking nap. But we're not on naps yet, are we? Fucking, I should have put that on the thing.
No.
Oh well, no worries. This is for the Jez Show partner. Go fuck off. Just joking.
I think he means you. This is for the Jez Show's partner. He means you.
Yes.
This is Always Be Chatting.
I'm Always Be Chatting. If you want to follow me, Calling Marker, you'll see more of this shit in my other streams.
Yeah, he can insult you there as well. It's
Always Be Chatting.
Always be insulting Calling Marker.
I'm Alex. You can say Alex if you want. Like he knew who you are. He's worked out your Jez.
Yes.
Yes, I'm Alex.
Yes.
Lost my track entirely. Right. Yes. So stream working ? I'm Ron Burgundy.
Yeah, we're live. It exists.
It's happening.
Things are happening. It's all good. So my other hap.
Yes.
You'll note on the thing is a big X.
Yeah. Yeah. What's going on with that?
Well, I
thought you were just blowing me a kiss.
Yeah. As is often the case, I tend to write things in code that I don't want you to know about in advance. And the hap that I'm going to reveal is the fact that I ordered you a Christmas present before Christmas, because that's how Christmas works.
Yes, carry on. I remember a present I was getting for you.
It's finally arrived.
Oh!
And you're having it now.
Oh my god!
It's not wrapped. It's just in a bag held closed.
Wrap or nap? Oh my god.
In the bags that I take parcels to the shop in.
That's a great bag. Is the present the bag?
No.
That's a pity, because that looks a good bag.
I'm having the bag. But yes, your gift finally arrived. It's hap.
Do you know what? This is not the first time you've given me a present on this.
It is not.
I feel
like it's like the third time.
I love it. I should get you something. Right. Oh, by the way,
you got me the mince pies.
Oh yeah, that's true. Oh yeah. Oh, we're okay. But
and I ate all of the Doritos that you had. So.
I wish we had some of those now. Merry Christmas! Yes.
Woo!
Thank you very much. I don't want to have a look. Mate, this is the best thing ever. I was thinking about this today.
Really?
Yeah. Oh my god, this is brilliant. This is the best thing. I have a "Don't Get Me Started" cushion. Oh no, you don't want that back, don't you?
I do want that.
Throw it away.
Thieving bastard gets a present, tries to steal my bag.
Don't get me started. There's my face. My face is on the cushion. Is your face on there? Oh, there's your face. Yeah, there. I'm failing it. Look at. And it's on the other side. It's double-sided.
It's double-sided.
Oh my god. And how can you get this? I mean, how could anyone get one of these, Jez?
Yes, they can. You can go to redbubble.com. You can search for the Jez Show. This is where, if I was slick, I'd have set up a chat command or something to do it, but I'm not. So yeah. But merch available, and
it is awesome. You can have one.
Yesterday, as I was prepping for the main roster, I spent some time working on a "Don't Get Me Started" t-shirt that, if I do say so myself, is fucking amazing. So watch this space. It's not quite finished yet, but I've digitally drawn it by hand.
Nice.
And it's pretty fun. So the only person that has had a preview of it is Nana K.
Oh, I love it. No, this is great. Thank you very much for this.
You're very welcome. I thought it might replace the
tatty elephant.
The tatty elephant things on stream.
I can put that there for now.
Yeah.
Yes.
Nice and
yeah, that's good. You've done it right there.
There we go.
Imagine waking up from a nightmare and the first thing you see is Jez's face. Well, that's Keris's.
That's Keris's everyday life. Yeah.
It is awesome, and you can have one if you want, but you'd have to pay for it. Hey, do you know what? One of these days, and people do this, we should do like a giveaway on this stream. And we could get one of these and give it away, you know?
Yes.
Give it away now.
Got a crumb on it. I don't know how that happened. There you go.
Yeah. I mean, it probably just got something off me when I was hugging it, but that would be a nice idea. That's massively hap. I love it. Thank you very much for that.
You're very welcome.
That's really hap. Do you know what? January is pretty shit, but that has made me very happy. Very, very cool. Now, should we talk about my haps?
Yes.
Oh, there's a hap here. Carmen Ryder, I think, was saying it was drift up a bit, but like not having haven't died from COVID. Nap, still living in a fucked up world. Yes, the world is fucked up. It's never been more fucked up. You have never in your life ever been living in a more fucked up world than now. That's categorical.
That's our lifetime anyway.
In our lifetime.
It's been more fucked up.
I mean, it has. I mean, remember the Black Death. I mean, not remember. I said remember.
Yeah.
We don't physically remember, but remember the historical event.
Yeah.
The Black Death. And, like, I don't know, the Vietnam War, any war. You know, times when we didn't have soap and people just fucking died because they couldn't clean themselves. I mean, I'm just saying. But in our lifetime, this is probably...
Yeah, the worst we've had in our life.
This is the worst of times.
Are the days before the internet, you know? Never have I ever lived through a pandemic.
Shit, drink. You have to drink, yes. But
yes, what's hap for you?
I'll tell you, right. Part of being single is that I decided to go on Tinder and Bumble, and by the way, I decided to get Tinder Gold, which is costly, but I was curious to see whether... what was interesting is if you get Tinder and you want to go on Tinder, right? The way that Tinder works, as you probably already know, is that you, on all these things work, is that you just swipe people, and if they swipe on you as well and you match, then you get to chat, or they get to ignore you. Historically, when I was single a couple of years back, I went on it, and it was pretty pathetic and shit, and I didn't get anywhere with it. This time, I've opted to... By the way, Duncan, I'll come back to that in a minute. This time, on this occasion, I paid for it because if you have gold, if anyone likes you, it just shows up. So you don't actually have to do any swiping yourself. This is the best bit for a lazy person like me. So you think people just turn up in your thing and you're like, nope. So rather than anyone that likes you shows up in that section and someone... and on Bumble, here's the other thing. On Bumble, they show up pixelated because I haven't paid for Bumble. And I just look at the pixelated image and see if I can match it to the ones that are coming up, and then I just swipe on them, and it works every time. I'm like, you shouldn't give me that much. I can decipher a pixel. Yeah. I'm that clever. But so somebody, here's the thing, and chat, you can help me out on this one. So I swiped on this woman. She's 13 miles away from me. Apparently, she's quite attractive, and then she matched with me, and I thought, well, I better think of something to say, because most women on these things, they say, I won't chat first, I'm not going to chat first, no, I'm expecting you to chat first, which is just an invitation for a dick pic, frankly, so, you know, the joke's on them. But at any rate, she chatted first, and she said, hi, you know, you have possibly the nicest profile I've ever seen. If you want to chat more, here's my email. And I thought, wow, that sounds... amazing. But the more I think about it, it's like, why wouldn't you want to chat here? Why are you directing me to your email? What is going on? I'm always sensing a scam because she was so quick to chat, and I think it's not typical behaviour from Tinder. So the whole thing struck me as a bit weird. Also, she said, you have one of the nicest profiles I've ever seen. Now, granted, my face was there, which is beautiful. And the last time I used Tinder, my profile blurb said... something much like my Twitch blurb, which says something like bon vivant and raconteur. Alex spends his time driving around in his car singing at full pelt to Hamilton. Also, winner of the 2017 Hythe Venetian Fate, which I thought was hilarious and only makes sense for a couple of people. But anyway, it's a local competition. So I think that's all really funny. So when she said, you have possibly the nicest profile I've ever seen, I thought, well, that's good. She must have loved the stupid nonsense.
Thank you for the feedback.
Yes.
I will note it and leave it exactly as it is.
But when I went to look at my profile, since getting it again, it's wiped out that blurb. So
it's empty.
So it's empty. So when she said...
Man, she loves the silent type, obviously.
Yeah, see, when she said, you've obviously got the best profile I've ever seen. There's 2 pictures of me, one of which is me holding a Hamilton book, which is my main profile for everything, and the other one is another one. But there's nothing in it. Like, other than the fact that I went to a certain university and I like music, like what is? It can't be real because that's like such a nonsense.
There
anyway.
is a scam coming there, I think. Fuck Tinder. I just get friend requests on Facebook from ladies in a 2-mile radius from me looking for love. Granted, Alice from the Philippines was marked as a he, but love will see us through.
Alex, have you tried Grindr? I haven't, no, because I wasn't interested in meeting men. But if I was, and hey, you know, all bets are off, right? Who gives a shit? Then that would be an excellent one to go to. Because the difference between Grindr and Tinder is that Tinder means you kind of have to fucking go through the rigmarole. You know, Grindr, as I understand it, just kind of tells you how close sex is, right? So like it just kind of, if you wanted to have sex, it'd be quicker to be gay, or at least you know, some sort of variant between that and straight, because it's faster to use Grindr than it would be used Tinder. So no, I haven't. And yeah, wait, Alex, you're single. Yeah, so basically there's no way of getting around it because it came up on the stream the other day, was that I broke up with my girlfriend in December, which was massively fucking nap, but so raw, as it actually probably still is, that I didn't want to have it as a nap that week. Nap! Everything's shit.
It's right on the board. Yeah. Broke the fuck up.
So yeah, it was wonderful. So now whenever people drink Belgian beer or we mention Belgian waffles, a little part of me dies. Thanks, you're welcome. Is it your wife? I don't know. If it was your wife, Duncan, you wouldn't know. I'm telling you that now.
I think I saw the back of his wife's head in Morrison's yesterday. Either that or somebody that looks like his wife from behind. If you could send me some empirical evidence of that, Duncan, I might be able to verify for you.
Yeah, I think it is a flirt bot. A flirt bot is probably a thing. I just don't believe it. I just don't believe it. It doesn't make any sense. Although what I will say is now I've got this gold version of Tinder. Someone has come up, I'll show you a picture of her later, who I think is, and she is 1 mile away from me.
Are they any of the ones you showed me on Saturday or Sunday whenever you came round?
Oh, I don't know. No. New girl.
They were fit.
Yeah. The one at the moment has already. This is the best thing about paying for this. I've already seen she likes me. All I have to do now is say yes or no, which is a powerful position to be in. And I look at her and I think, yeah, she's quite cute, but like, I mean, it's gonna. How arrogant can I be when I say, like, I have a certain standard I've already met? So like,
I'm just flicking through all these women that like me.
Alex is having the time of his. Now I've had. The thing about it is, if you're gonna be split up, it's good to split up the year when the world is about to open again, and a lot of women have not been having sex and staying indoors. Like when the world opens, there's going to be a lot of people whose attitude is going to be, "Fuck it, life's too short." Has there
you can be that it.
If I was single and used Grindr and lived in the UK, I'd be all over you, Alex. Nova, that's very kind. You wouldn't even need to use it. You know you've got my details. You could just contact me directly.
Yeah, I'm gay now. Are you gay now?
Yeah, let's do it.
I'm on my way.
I'm happy. I'm open to experiment. Thank you very much, Nova. I appreciate that. I'm feeling the love. I'm loving it. Feeling the love. Actually, this turned out quite well. But anyway, couldn't get around it. The context of my life means I have to talk about it at some point. Anyway, so what's happened? I don't even know. Oh, so some people like me. Some people like me. That's happy. That makes me feel happy. At this point, just open with, here's what I got going. Are you down with that? Life's too short for bullshit. Yeah, I mean, yeah. Say, hey, what's up? Do you know what? There's people who go onto these things and they just like send dick pics, blah, blah, blah. And like they send them to everybody. And I know these girls were like, whatever, I don't want to hook up. Whatever, I don't want to hook up. But I bet like 2 or 3 of them are like, yeah, I'm up for that.
Yeah.
Here's a top tip if you're single. Women want sex too. This isn't some sort of thing they're withholding. They want sex as well. At any rate. So that's what's happened. That's what, actually, that said, Tinder is a miserable thing. So like maybe it's not that hap, but I know, I'll show you a picture. I can't show you guys because that would be a bit
rude. That would be a breach of...
I could show you now though.
You could show me now. And I will
I haven't swiped on her yet because I'm
I will determine for the chat, that isn't the word I'm looking for, whether or not Alex should swipe yes.
No, she's the one on the left. Do you want to see more?
Yes.
Okay. There's her in Egypt.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Kind of a fun picture.
Yeah.
Yeah?
Gets thumbs up.
Okay. That was fun, wasn't it?
Thumbs up. Wow. Remains to be seen, but a thumbs up.
It doesn't... Yeah, anyway.
That's how baby boom has happened. All the sex during the war.
Yeah, no, I mean that's right.
We're really mixing up our prepositions here,
but yes, trust me, I will do everything I can. I will use all the power of my penis not to get a girl pregnant. So far in my life, no girls pregnant so far. Well,
this is her showing off her Photoshop. I will say, if she was going to Photoshop, she might have done a slightly better job. We're not talking supermodel here, but
she's cute.
But she's cute. Yeah.
She's cute,
and she looks fun.
And she does look fun. She does look fun. Yeah. Okay, I can swipe on her now.
Do it!
You really want me to now? Yeah, okay.
We might as well.
Yeah,
what else are you going to do? Do a podcast or something?
Yeah, that's true. Shall we swipe? Okay, let's swipe on her. Oh, which way's right? Okay, yeah, go there.
Which way's right?
Which way's right? Oh, it's gone now. Oh, yeah, so now I'm on there. Now I can chat to her if I want to.
There you go. Hi, I'm doing a podcast right now.
Hi, I'm doing a podcast, and I described you as a 6 out of 10. How do you feel about that? Hello? Oh, she's gone. Hope you're enjoying this. It's gone a bit weird.
It's gone weird. Should we move on to... no, I've got one more hap I've got to do.
Oh, I've got some haps.
And you do have some haps. Let me do my hap.
Yeah, do it.
Okay, so my hap is something that I came across on the news. Or is it the thing that Reese sent me?
I don't know.
I was either sent this or I found it on my own or somebody sent... I don't know. But I have it. And it's a piece of news... And it's a segment that I would like to introduce that obviously doesn't have a sting because I've made it up right the fuck now.
Yes.
But I would like to call it Sweet Happenstance. It will be all the things in the news that are nice and happy.
I like it.
Yeah, hap and stance.
Yes.
Just going to hatchet that pun through in case
really get that in there.
So obviously I need to do this.
Yes. And this is where we'd play a sting. If we had one!
And then I'm going to push... this button. Hey, that didn't break things. Cool.
Nice.
So, to set the scene, a man is walking his dog, or just walking, probably walking a dog. Why would you go out and walk otherwise? And he came across this in a field, sticking out of the mud. Now, if I saw this sticking out of the mud, I'd be like, there's a body surfacing here. I should probably
the body has hit the floor.
I should probably alert the service. What is this? This is the thing that's currently growing out of your arm after your vaccine. Go. It's an extra toe. So there is a toe sticking out of the ground right now. And I will now read the news story related to it, which I didn't want to just read because this is fucking terrible journalism, let me tell you. It leads with the answer rather than letting you get to it in a fun kind of way. So the headline is, human foot in Gateshead Field turns out to be potato.
These guys don't know how to...
And I suppose at this point, I don't even need to read the article.
Turns out to be potato.
I'm like, okay, that's not a foot. There we go. That's the end of that. A suspected human foot buried in a muddy field turned out to be a potato after a large-scale police search. Why was it large scale?
How far did it go? That's like basically 1 square foot.
Like breaker, there is a toe here. Okay, we'll dig in the neighbouring field.
Breaker.
A dog walker in Gateshead, there you go, I knew it was a fucking dog walker, sent officers a photograph of what appeared to be a toe poking out of the soil. But after carrying out the search in the dark with specialist dogs, officers discovered it was a potato with a mushroom growing next to it. Police praised the woman for her vigilance and said the call had been made in good faith. Northumbria police said the photograph, sent on Tuesday when the woman had returned home from her walk in a Winlaton area? In the Winlaton area?
Huh.
Any from...
Thank you very much, Tam Snacky. Thank you.
Did show what appeared to be a human foot. Inspector Phil Hamlani, possibly not his real name, said the person who called this in was very concerned, and in the picture she sent us, the object did look like it could be human remains. This is saying the same thing over and over again. This is terrible journalism. Who wrote this? Where's your name?
Say my name, say my name.
They haven't even got the decency to attach their name to it. It's terrible journalism, but it's fun news. A person was buried, they dug them up, and they had turned into a potato.
That's what I'm getting from this.
Yes.
Unbelievable.
Yeah.
That sweet happenstance. Do we have a breaking news?
We did, but it's not in this one, and it would probably break the stream to add another video to
Trump is the first US president to be impeached twice.
Let's not get ahead of ourselves. It hasn't happened yet. Really want it to happen, but let's not get ahead of ourselves.
Potato!
Republicans still have no backbone. Still might not happen.
Please don't be mad at me for not staying, but I have to go.
That's fine.
We know you'll be back. You'll be back in 2 minutes.
But if you're not, that's okay.
It's okay.
Thank you for coming.
You know, our egos are big, but they're not really that fragile, I have to say.
Speak for yourself, buddy. Wow. Well, this is a nice segue. Wow, the police handle a potato and mushroom better than they handle most people out for a walk.
Talking about police, shall we get onto one of my naps?
You can come back to your haps if we...
Yeah, because I want to talk about the Borg thing. Yes. So I went round to Jeremy's house the other day to watch Super Wildcard Weekend. At least a couple of the games before I went back to my house, which is here, about 1 o'clock in the morning after we'd watched the first 2 games, and on the way back, I got pulled over by the police. I was driving back in my car and I clocked this policeman. I'm like, 5-0, motherfucker! And then rolled the window back up. I think that's what...
And then he woke up from his dream and was like, shit, I've been asleep at the wheel.
Crashed into the back of the police car. No, I drove past this policeman and he was standing on the pavement, or sidewalk, if you're American. And he must have leapt into his car pretty fucking quickly, because he caught up with me about kind of like, I don't know, a couple of minutes down the road when I was going past Morrison's. And he had his lights and sirens on and was driving as fast as he could towards me. So I pulled over. Please, fuck the police. Fuck the police. I just turn it down as he's coming in. That would be so fucking funny. I really would. Actually, I think, what was I listening to? I think I was listening to...
probably Shania Twain. You were on a Shania Twain kick on Saturday night.
I was about to say, I was listening to Still the One. You're still the one I run to. Sorry, officer, what's going on? It wasn't that. I'll tell you what it was. I really was. You're so right. I was on a Shania Twain kick.
You wouldn't shut the fuck up.
Oh, I bloody love it.
Shania Twain was this week's Mud Main.
And that rhymes, and you know it rhymes. I was actually listening to Leanne Rhymes. God, that's amazing.
And she doesn't rhyme.
She doesn't.
Fucking lie.
The song that's gone out of my head immediately. The only song that Leanne rhymes. Can't Fight the Moonlight. I was like, deep in the dark, I remember. Oh, hello, sir. Yes. So I pulled in because I saw him like coming up behind me, and then he flashed at me.
As in pulled in to like let him pass. It's like, this guy's in a fucking hurry.
This guy's
Let's get out of his way.
Yeah, I thought this
guy's mandated by law. His sirens are on.
This guy's in a fucking hurry. So I pull in.
Clearly some important crime he's getting to. Let's get out of his way.
Yeah, a vital crime has been committed somewhere else in Folkestone. So I pull in, and then I see him behind me flash his beams at me. And when people flash at you, that's normally the universal signal for, no, you go. No, you go. You know, when you're seeing pedestrians pass and you just, no, on you go. So he flashes at me. So I'm like, oh, okay. So I pull out again. And then he flashes at me again, and I'm like, oh, maybe he does want to talk to me. So I come back in again. I think, well, one way or another, we're going to resolve it. And he comes up to me, and he hasn't got a mask on. And I open the window, and I'm like, oh, what's up? And he's like, where have you been to? I said, I've been to your road. And I didn't say it like that, but I'm just censoring the story as it works. No need to know these things. I went to such and such road. And he was like, oh, what were you doing there? And I'm like, it's wildcard weekend, baby. Woo! And he was not impressed by that. Actually, I did not say that. I said, I've been watching American football. And he was like, okay. And what shouldn't you be doing at the moment? And I saw immediately where he was going. And I said, well, actually, I'm in a support bubble with my friend. So I live alone. So I can, form a support bubble. So I've just been round to the house. And he he went, right. And he looked unimpressed with this response. And then he said to me, have you been drinking? And I hadn't been drinking at all.
No.
I'd had some mocktails. I brought these stupid fucking mocktails
This
around.
is probably the best part of the story.
I've been drinking mocktails because I haven't been drinking since New Year. And, I should. By the way,
shouldn't be murdering people.
We talked about this the other day. It's like loads of things that we shouldn't be doing. Shouldn't be having this conversation. So we. I said I've been drinking mocktails, and you could kind of see him roll his eyes as if to go like, I found the one guy who's totally hasn't broken any laws, and I was like reveling in this in a smug way because I knew I hadn't broken any laws. I said, in fact, I've still got one here. And he was like, well, let's have a look at it. I'm like, sure, absolutely. So I show him it, and he's like, mocktail, and I'm just like, you could see him just kind of like, oh. And he said, and then he said the line which I love, and I hope you enjoy as well. He says, so that support bubble is that still a thing? And I'm like, at this point, I want to say like. I'm super reasonable because I'm trying to get back to watch the Bucks beat Washington. So I don't want to fucking hold this shit up. So I'm being super reasonable to get myself
attempt to expedite
this situation. I'm also not trying to be fucking glib. But when he said, so the support bubble, is that still a thing? I wanted to say, well, listen, if you don't know, mate, why are you fucking asking me? Yeah. Why, if you don't know, mate?
Why is this conversation happening?
Why are we doing this? Why have you pulled me over if the whole purpose of pulling me over
is to ascertain whether I'm following the rules that you don't fucking know.
You should know. It's just like, it blew my mind. And I wanted to say that. I wanted to say, well, mate, if you don't know, what are we doing here?
Game over.
Yeah, that's it.
Thank you for pulling me over. I will see you later.
Drop the mic.
In your wind down windows of your mini metro, apparently.
But instead I said it is still a thing. But I did then say, admittedly, it has been very confusing of late. Based on what you just said to me.
Because apparently, despite there being a lockdown, you can go and visit a castle to test your eyesight.
Yeah.
Or drop your children with people outside of your house.
So many things.
And be, mates with the Prime Minister at the same time.
I love how, like, given that he
didn't know what the fuck he was doing.
He was going out that night to look for people just like me. Wouldn't you imagine, before he left the station, that'd be one of the things he checked. He's like, now, a little bit of roleplay. I'm going to say to you, what are you doing? What's your first response? And his other officer will be like, well, I'm in a support bubble. And it's like, is that still a thing? Maybe we should Google that shit before we leave the station. But no, unless they just saw me driving past and just thought,
it's like,
he'll know.
Like, on the surface, the idea of like the police pulling you over to check what the fuck you were doing is not a problem. There is no issue in that, really.
No.
It's everything kind of beyond the decision that he made to pull you over that is the problem. Why the fuck at 1 a.m. is he blues and twosing with the siren?
Oh, blues and twos, mate.
Bombing it to chase you down and pull you over. It's like, really? You were that committed to checking whether this one guy was fucking breaking the rules on his own? Like, come on, man.
It's so confusing.
Surely you were causing more danger putting on your lights and bombing it down the street than you were just letting the guy go. And then if you are... It's like going around to somebody's house and there's somebody dead on the floor with a knife in them. And it's like, what is it we should not be doing? Murdering people. Okay. But I did it with a kitchen knife. It's like, oh. Is that a thing? Is that okay?
Is that okay?
Is that okay?
Listen.
Can you murder someone with a kitchen knife and it be okay?
Yes.
Yes, officer. Yes, you can.
Oh, okay.
Okay, right, thanks.
On you go then.
Way. Yeah.
So there you go. That was my nap. Actually, it's also my hat because it is quite funny.
Yeah. But it's like, if you're going to try and do this stuff, know the fucking rules.
This is it. The number of times...
They're not really that difficult. I know we've been bombarded with rules, but you've got to kind of keep up. But if it is your job to administer the rules, do a fucking Google
it's
search.
only one thing you needed to know, whether that was a thing or not. That's the only... You needed one thing. I've had to work in kind of government situations where I've had to know complicated rules when I work for Border Force, and people say, oh, am I not allowed to do that? I'm sure I'm allowed to do that. And you have to be like, no, you can't do that because of rule blah, blah, blah. Because that's the whole purpose. Because there's smart people out there who'll question your every move. Yes. But I wasn't even trying. Comes so naturally to me to be glib. But
there you go. There's my Redbubble link.
Oh, nice, good.
If you would like to buy one of these sexy ass Don't Get Me Started pillows, you can click on that link in the chat right now.
So yes, that was my that was my wonderful. I've never been pulled over before, by the way. That was the first time I've ever been pulled over, and I enjoyed every moment of it, because there are other times I've been round to your house, Jeremy, where I've had a glass of wine and it hasn't been above the limit, and it's only been a little glass of wine, but that sort of situation would have made me quite nervous. But the fact that I was in a support bubble with mocktails, I was the smuggest cunt he had ever met. And I love the fact that that's on his body-worn camera, and he'll go back to the station and say, let's have a look at your body-worn. It's like, it seems here, Officer Ted, that you didn't know what the fuck you were talking about. It's like, yeah, that did come up. And it's not like I'm some sort of super sneaky lawyer or I trixied him around with my tricksy words. I just spoke English out of my mouth, and that seemed to be enough to flummox him. Not all policemen are like this. A lot of policemen are lovely. I'm sure he was also lovely, but he was also hopeless.
Yes.
That was my nap. I don't be bothered to do the other nap. It's not really very funny.
Fair enough.
I want to do it now.
Do I have another nap? No, I don't. It's been a pretty hap week.
Do you know, as something that was hap, that I thought was hap today, I was... this is something I was going to mention to you. Well, mention to all of you, is... I'm going to change that light in a moment.
Oh yeah, it's gone out.
It has gone out. We'll get the other light.
I'm not sure it's necessary.
Do it anyway. Tricksy little hobbitses. Yes, exactly. It's like I wasn't even trying to trick him. Yeah.
No bots.
I love it. That is hap.
That's tidying done right.
That is good. Everyone here who should be here. I had got ready to switch onto Captain Brilliant's stream, and he was on the streaming soon page, which is usually accompanied by some music, but at the time when it was at its 10-minute stage, had no music. And his music is quite a kind of, I want to say, slightly trancey. It's a bit like that. So that's the tune, and I went onto the page. He hadn't started any music. I thought I'd actually muted him, which is why I hadn't heard it. So I just thought it was playing in the background and I can hear it because I've muted that page. I was also watching Voyager, and the episode of Voyager I was watching is the one where they basically, the Doctor's mobile hologram emitter gets kind of infected with nanobots from 7 of 9, and as a result forms the central core and nervous system for a newly born Borg drone. So basically, from this kind of merging comes this Borg, and it makes this Borg out of it. Basically, a new Borg, yes. And they spend a lot of time in that episode trying to teach this new Borg to be a good Borg, and all the time inhibiting its ability to contact the collective, because the moment they contacts the collective is going to fucking bomb it down like a policeman with blues and twos with nothing else to do, straight towards Voyager and fuck them up. So they're spending their time not doing that, and as things would happen, something goes wrong, and it grows a new kind of transponder thing and contacts the Borg. And the next thing that happens is this Borg sphere is kind of warping at 1 billion warp towards Voyager. And as that scene started to play, all this music kicked in, because at that point Petty decided... Petty, I have to drink, I don't have any drink. At that point Captain Brilliant decided to put his music on. So what happened is it's the thing... It was so funny.
What the fuck were these writers smoking when they did this?
It was so amazing. It was perfect fucking time. It was perfect timing, because it didn't do it just at the end of the last scene into the new one. It was just Borg sphere appears, moves along, cut to interior Borg sphere, and it goes, resistance is futile. We're gonna go and pick him up. And I'm like, is this in it? Is this it? Is this what? This is such a bold choice. I love this. And then I was just like, oh no, wait. Oh no, it's Captain Brilliant. Oh. I was so depressed. Anyway, yes, nap. Can't eat my favourite things yet. Duncan picked up on that one. I'm telling you, I would immediately want to sing favourite things. Raindrops on roses and whiskers and kittens. Schnitzel with noodles. That's something you can eat from that song. So yeah, that was also one of my hap things. That was a good Voyager. Actually, do you know what?
There are lots of good episodes of Voyager.
It is a good episode. I, being someone who thinks the Borg are overused, am now watching episodes where I think they were still fine to be used in that way, given that they've just driven past them effectively. And now
I mean, if there are any of the Star Trek series in which you should have heavy use of the Borg, it's Voyager as they fucking drive through Borg space.
Yeah, I'm fine with that.
So, no, we've used the Borg. Fuck their space. We'll just drive through it without consequence.
And obviously, with having 7 of 9, it has it in an interesting and nuanced way. So I do like their use. But I did wonder whether this is going to be another one of these. Was it iBorg from TNG, where they have Hugh, where they have a Borg and
a Borg Pat.
Yeah, and Geordie chats to him a lot. I can't even remember how they get him now.
Keep watching.
Does he get like the same as? Does he become? The other thing about this Borg guy is that he isn't going to be a regular member of the crew. So they're either going to have to kill him, or he sacrifices himself, or they send him back to the collective. But one way, he's not in it next week. So I kind of like don't want to.
The Doctor needs to go down and like sing and stuff. Like,
yeah,
there's no way he's giving up his mobile emitter for a life.
But so maybe this Star Trekky conversation might want to lead us.
It's a nice little segue, yeah,
into a segment we like to call.
I'm ready. You don't need to stall. I'm ready.
I know. I just like to do it for fun. A segment we like to call. Don't get me Star Trek. Oh, yeah. You better believe, if you've never been here before, we talk a lot about Star Trek, and a lot of the people here like it, so we're probably on steady ground. So if you don't like it, go fuck yourself. Now, someone's just drifted in here and gone, oh. Shit.
It's a bit aggressive.
Hey, by the way, calling marker never came back.
He didn't.
A man of his word. He said, I'm going, and he went. Guys, so much. I'm still here. I'm going to change the light.
So we are Don't Get Me Star Trekking this week because last week was the season finale of season 3. Oh, it's an earthquake! Red alert! Season 3 finale of Star Trek Discovery, and we have thoughts on it. So we're going to talk about the series as a whole, what we liked, what we didn't like. I'm sure there will be other opinions forthcoming from the chat. It's been
a long way getting from there to here.
It's been an interesting season, and it certainly wasn't, the shitstorm that was Lower Decks. So let's get that out there straight away. It wasn't shit.
Yes,
but it started off in the future. With the crew of Discovery.
In the future, the year 3098.
Is that the actual year?
No,
sounds about right.
That sounds about right, doesn't it?
I didn't check the number. But the crew of Discovery travel into the future. Also travelling into the future is Michael Burnham. They arrive at separate times. In the first episode, we spend the entire episode with Michael Burnham trying to work out what the hell is going on in the future. What is the future? Where the fuck are my people? And everything that comes from that.
And a lot of fun where like the future people are like, you don't understand future shit, lol. She's like, oh, I think I might eat an orange. Ha ha ha, you can just do it with your mind now. We're in the future, fuck yourself. So that was what it was like in the first episode, certainly.
Yeah. And then, just as I'm ready, personally, I don't know how you feel about it, just as I'm ready for when episode 2 comes along to go, yeah, alright, I'm kind of digging this Michael in the future and the rest of the crew on here. Yeah, let's keep this going. All of a sudden, that's gone. That's the end of that.
Yes.
I'm just confused by the conversation.
No, I know.
Happening.
Yes, it's say, what did I miss? Which is a good Hamilton line. I guess we'll find out. We'll find out what they're doing. Carry on.
And in the second episode, we see the arrival of the Discovery crew into the future, and they immediately start to come to terms with the fact that Federation is gone.
Yes.
There's marauders and dickheads everywhere, and they crash land on a planet.
Shit up.
An icy planet.
An icy planet where the ice wants to parasitically eat them.
And they meet a cunt.
They meet the worst cunt in the world, who I hate with every fibre of my being, and not because he's a brilliant bad guy, but just because I think he's just like a bad guy that should be in fucking Justified or something, or some other bullshit kind of show. That's not such a... Captain Brilliant immediately leaves. He just feels like a fucking cowboy. He should be on Sons of Anarchy, just some random fucking dude. It's not Q. It's not Q.
No, he is a cunt, but not Q.
Q would have been a better choice, although he wouldn't, and I'm glad he's not in it. But although I miss John Delancey, maybe he could play something different. No, he's just a terrible
stereotypical outlaw.
Yeah,
dickhead.
I fucking hate that shit. And then we learn that loads of fucking starships blew up years ago in a thing called the Burn, where all the dilithium went up, and the entire of Discovery spends its time trying to work out what the fuck happened, whilst eventually finding the remnants of the Federation. And then
other stuff happens leading on to that. They get a new crewmate that comes from... they find her on the far right Earth.
Yes. Oh, yeah. I forgot about that episode.
United Earth, make Earth great again.
Mega.
That's
a much better.
That is a much better
work,
yeah. And so they pluck this non-binary character from the right wing, which is just the most jarring thing of the world ever. FedExit. I think Fexit works better because you probably can't say that on Star Trek. Oh, you can now. They swear on Star Trek now. There you go. Fexit.
Can you fix it? Yes, we can. So then, of course, we have we meet the Federation. They're super weird. The Admiral's a bit weird. And then...
He's not really happy to see anyone, let alone some people who were also in the Federation.
Yeah, you'd think he'd like that. But
we're in the Federation when it worked.
But he's what turns out to be the most complicated and confusing and contrary character we've seen. He's never happy and always does the thing opposite to what you expect him to do. Philippa Georgiou, who's been with them the whole time, has a massive time illness, and we have to spend 2 episodes dealing with that shit when we could have been doing other shit.
So this was really the first major problem that I had with season 3 of Discovery, in that I did not need those 2 Georgiou episodes. In fact, I was fully ready to get the fuck on with going to the Nebula and checking out the ship that had
the source of the burn
stuck in the nebula that was apparently the source of the burn.
Yes.
Like, right, we're fucking ready for this. I don't need a soft pilot for a show that we're not getting for another 2 years probably, with a character that I don't really care for, and they could have left in the past and done their own little soft pilot separately as a straight to Netflix special, or even just the first 2 episodes of the Section 31 show.
Yeah.
I didn't need it. I didn't care for it.
Waste of time.
I don't give a fuck about the Mirror World. The Mirror World is done. I'm bored of it. Fuck that.
It was massively indulgent, because what it tends to be in the Mirror World when you go to this Mirror World, while we're getting started on this, getting Star Trek on this, is that it seems like an opportunity for the cast to have quite a lot of fun being evil dudes. And when I think these are very hammy evil dudes, do you know what I mean? They're not kind of like straightforward psychos. They're all just like, I cut off these artists' hands, and they're all kind of just like this smirking, kind of strange, I'm as evil as cartoon evil could be.
It's like a caricature of evil rather than actual evil.
Do you know, when we do a lot of live action roleplay, I don't know, I'm not pointing at you to, although much as I want you to come along to that sort, we do a lot of this sort of thing. And when you're asked to play bad guys who are evil, people often adopt this cartoon over-the-top evil in order to sell very quickly a concept that needs to be done in a game. So you go and be evil so that the players know they can react to you quickly. But that's not a story you're trying to tell over time, you know. So yeah, the Mirror Universe did turn out to be this kind of super indulgent evil land.
Yeah, and it just wasn't necessary. And No says, well, then we would have only had 11 episodes of Discovery. And okay, if that was what happened,
I would have made.
But also, we could have just made 2 episodes that weren't fucking about
2
Georgia.
more.
Yeah, we could have just had, more Discovery rather than
more Bridge Crew.
Yeah, we could have learned more about the Bridge Crew. We could have found out what the fuck is going on with characters they've replaced because they don't want to do their makeup anymore. We've got 2 of those now.
Yeah, like the artist formerly known as Arium.
Yeah,
she's now hot,
just a white girl
who have a thing for.
And then the other one that showed up in the finale, whose name I've forgotten, but was his
character name is Aurelio.
Yes, the guy with the giant head.
Yeah.
Yeah. And the eyes. And they're like, oh, we can't do that makeup in COVID, so let's just make her a human. No one will notice.
Oh, that one. Oh, talking about. Oh, yeah. Okay. Yeah. So I was talking about the guy that was in the wheelchair that was something entirely different.
No,
that's something entirely different. That's good.
I was very happy with his inclusion. That was very cool.
Yeah, like I would like to have an episode where we look at like what's going on with Bryce, what's going on with Owo, what's going on with Detmer, what's going on with like that sort of thing. In the old Voyager, the way Voyager works, less serialized, but there's still a kind of through plot.
Yeah.
Is there'll be a Neelix episode or a Janeway episode or a Chakotay episode. I want more of that. Otherwise, all we know is like dollars to donuts. You guys know about Burnham and a bit of Saru.
Oh boy, do we know about Burnham.
Boy, do we know about Burnham. We know loads about Burnham. We know quite a lot about Saru, I guess. We had lots of Saru in the previous episodes. Colbert and Stamets as well, right? And those are it. And then everyone else can go fuck themselves.
Like, I would have taken more, like, Adira stuff.
More Adira.
That would have been fine. I would have really liked to have something on Owo that set up the fact that she can hold her breath for a really long time, because that came out of fucking nowhere.
Yeah.
Like, oh yeah, no, I'm fine. Don't worry about the life support. I can hold my breath for like 13 minutes.
And it was a nice line, but it's
was
ultimately
nice. But
crew-centric stories will be good plots for short treks. I've never watched a short trek.
No, and I do kind of have a problem with short treks, not least because we do not get them.
Yeah, we don't have them
at the time that the show is airing. We don't get them.
Like that woman who was the queen, the
princess,
the nature princess
that cropped up at the end of season 2.
Yeah, I didn't even know what was going on.
No.
Until he's like, "Oh, it's good to see you again." I'm like, and I was flipping through the episodes like, "Shit,
where the fuck
have I missed one?" So,
hi, what the fuck is this?
I don't see the short treks. They're not a thing. So, and also, I shouldn't have to go searching for the answers for the thing. The show is here. Yeah. Give it to me in the show.
If you're going to shorten the series as well,
like
13 episodes.
Do you know, I love the film Donnie Darko. I think Donnie Darko is a work of art, and I absolutely adore it. But you can't really understand what's going on in Donnie Darko from just watching it once. So my friends hated it, and they were like, "This is a waste of time." I'm like, I totally get that. I love it, but I wanted to get into it. I wanted to learn more about it, so I wanted to dive into it. And I went on loads of websites. I went on their website, which has loads of clues and shit. But ultimately, the biggest thing you can level at Donnie Darko is this. It's just like inscrutable, and you don't understand it, and there's not enough in it to get and no one understands it. And then as a result, you just fucking yeet it because like no one gives a shit. So that's kind of how I feel about parts of Discovery, is that like you didn't give us what we needed all the time, or you have to go searching for elsewhere. Like just stick that fucking shit in the show. The Disco short treks are on Netflix. I think they are now, but they weren't.
Like that one especially was not there when we were getting towards the tail end of season 2 of Discovery.
No, they weren't.
When we needed it.
Even now, if they were, then I have to kind of go, when do I watch that? At which point in the sequence?
It's not even that Netflix tells me, oh, you've just watched this. And you run out of episodes as you do every week.
Yeah.
So you should probably watch this. This accompanies it very nicely and actually fits into the story. So, if I was just tuning into Netflix and watching it every week, I've got no idea this exists. And I shouldn't have to go looking for something that you are trying to feed me on the side, as far as I'm concerned.
No other show does that. But
I love Burnham; she's incredible. But give us some bridge crew. That's the thing. I don't even dislike the Michael Burnham character. I think she's a good character. I do want to see less of her. And now, finally, spoilers. Now, finally, that she is the captain of Discovery. It will make it more tolerable if it's more centered around her.
Yes.
But the idea that not the captain of the title ship was getting so much attention was just a bit much.
What I love about this in a way is because, strangely, I didn't see it coming that she'd be the captain, despite the fact
I didn't either, because it did seem that she was pretty irredeemable at the point that we came into the finale. We were like, okay, so in the past she's been insubordinate, she's caused an entire war, she's got her captain killed,
she's been court-martialed, she's made every mistake, and even in this episode, she just goes, fuck it, I want to go and rescue my boyfriend. Like, everything about it... everything about her is just like not Starfleet material. So when you meet up with the Federation, you think they're going to give you the captain's chair? They ain't. And I was quite happy with the fact in a way that she was never going to be the captain, because in the first time it was Lorca, and second it was Pike. So they're brilliantly pushing her to like just be the cool badass. And actually, I was okay with the captain not being the central character. Yeah, I was okay.
I was okay with that too. But even in shows where you have a central character. Like, obviously, the central character in TNG is Picard.
Yes.
But yeah.
Who's the central character in Voyager?
I don't think there is a central character in Voyager, to be honest. And the central character in DS9 is probably Sisko. But even though those are kind of the central characters, that's not at the cost of everyone else.
No.
So I would be totally fine with Michael Burnham being the central character of Discovery, not as the captain, if they'd have spent more time focusing on all of the other characters, rather than a lot of her, a bit of Saru, a bit of Tilly, whom I don't care for.
No. They just didn't know They didn't know what to do with Tilly. They didn't know what to do with Tilly.
There's a lot of crew there that we aren't particularly invested in. Like, if they killed Reese or Bryce or Owo, it's like, okay.
At the end, when we thought they might kill one, I felt a bit saddened in a general kind of way to react to something.
Like, somebody's going to die, that's sad.
But I was, like, fine with it.
Which one is it going to be?
It doesn't really matter.
Easy come, easy go.
They're all wanna easy go, woe. But she didn't.
She didn't go woe.
No. That seemed to be against the run of play as well.
Then they woke her up before they go woed at the end.
Woke her up. The thing about that also, while we're on it, is that they made a big deal of giving Tilly this role only for her to fuck it up, which means she has to redeem herself, which she never ever does. So, like, that was ultimately a pointless fucking route.
Yeah, and actually they've fucked with that further, and I can't remember which way around the colour was, but when they filmed that final scene in the new uniforms, and they've got the colour kind of sash down there.
Yes.
For Tilly, they have changed that colour in post-production. So I think she has gone from being red command to blue science. Or it's the other way around, but I suppose that makes more sense. To give them more options in the 4th season of what to do with her character.
It's like, she has such a great moral compass and is such a great Starfleet person. She's really super whip smart and she's really great. But
do you know what they could have used those 2 episodes that they wasted on Giorgio for? Fast-tracking Tilly through the fucking command program.
Yeah.
How fun would have that been?
You know, but in the end, what happens is they're like, by the way, we don't think Tilly's very good. And then Admiral Vance is like, I don't think she's good. And Osara's like, she's a bit of a noob. And then finally it's her chance to shine and she doesn't.
Yeah.
And then they bust out of...
It's okay, Michael, you do it.
Yeah, right? And it's just like, what was the point of promoting Tilly? The answer is to make Burnham look good. Hey, that's great story writing. So, like, her whole purpose of making her weak is to make Burnham look good, who already looked good. You know,
because it wasn't that it was like she was being perceived to be weak. She was objectively weak and objectively not a good first officer.
I was really hoping she'd be
Harry
amazing.
Kim never got the fucking whole ship taken.
And then in the second, and then in the last episode where we see the bridge crew together and they're gasping for air because they've got no oxygen, they don't allow them. We know Star Trek will allow you to get out of situations if you really want to. Transporters will or won't work. They'll solve or not solve. All that happened is they just sidelined the bridge crew.
Tilly is blue. There you go.
They sidelined the bridge crew, not solving shit, barely solving shit, in favour of Burnham, who gets stabbed in the leg and still managed to perform, even cauterise this fucking amazing acrobatics and combat, which looks wonderful but isn't credible anymore. So, like, I have a real problem with quite a lot of this, despite all that.
The fact that she had, like, self-cauterised her own wound, and then by the finale was doing fucking ninja skills against
sometimes
people.
She limps, and when she goes up against Osira, she's all adrenaline.
She's just fine.
Yeah.
So that would have all it would have taken is a 10-second, like, oh look, a med kit. There you go.
Or not get stabbed in the foot. She had the drop. We were saying she has the drop on a regulator who's not as hard as her. And is going to be fucking... And she can make mincemeat out of it, but still fucking get stabbed. Honestly.
Half of this feels like a main roster review of WWE.
Do you know,
Let me say, I don't get as fucked off with Star Trek as I do WWE. At least Star Trek fucking makes sense.
The thing about WWE, what I will say, as a wrestler, unless you're like... Remember when Triple H just squashed everybody? And it's just like, when you are... The key to booking matches, I think, in some way in wrestling, is to preserve your belts whilst elevating other people. So your belt holder, your champion, has to keep fucking winning to make the belt credible. But the people that are coming up can't be squashed, or the competition looks weak. And
yeah, so basically what happened here was they made Tilly the Intercontinental Champion.
You know where I'm going, right?
All the way through, like, you know, Tilly's defending this belt week in and week out, she's the Intercontinental Champion. She's finally a credible near main event star, and then all of a sudden she jobs to fucking Gilbert or whatever.
Yeah. Except the whole thing is just kind of
just wasted. It's like, oh well, fuck that.
Well, we built her up.
Fuck that title reign, man.
Exactly what I mean. Like, you know, it's just fucking amateur hour, man. I just kind of not. What's the point in any of that?
So while if I may bring this to a close,
yes,
I did, on balance, really, really enjoy season 3 of Discovery, but it was rife with bullshit that didn't need to happen, which could have made it near perfection.
Yeah. And I think the thing about it is that what I love about TV series, and I've mentioned this with Mr. Robot and Westworld, they're kind of like prestige mystery box shows where you're invited to invest your time and efforts and brain power to think about what is actually being presented to you on the screen. Like, you can't take at face value what is happening on the screen. So if you watch Mr. Robot, and I advise you do because it's excellent and Rami Malek's amazing, you will get that thing. And I thought...
He joined Grindr for Rami Malek, let that be said.
Oh, yes. If he was within 300 meters...
super gay for Rami Malek.
Oh, it was Rufus, now it's him, yeah. If either of them were in a thing, you know, yeah, no problems. But with... I forgot what I was talking. Yeah, so in a mystery box show, you're looking into these things, but this felt like it was going to be like that. When they were talking about the music, everyone keeps hearing music. They go onto that Barzan protected space station, they can hear the music. They keep subtly dropping in this thing about the music, and I'm thinking, this is going to be...
they don't pay that off
Not
either.
really
Not
at all. Not
explicitly.
No.
It's inferred.
It's a bit weak. But the thing I guess I'm saying is that I would like... Duncan will tell me what I'm talking about here, but there's a Doctor Who episode.
Duncan will tell me what I'm talking about.
Because I've never seen it. Line. But I never really watched a lot of. I never watched a lot of.
You're going to talk about the Bad Wolf thing.
Bad Wolf, yeah. So they, as I understand it, they kept dropping that in, and then suddenly when they paid it off, it all connected,
yes.
And that is what I
thought. It was lacking the same neatness that the Bad Wolf arc had. Yes. The song, everybody knows this tune from nowhere, and it's
why?
like a resonant
tune. What's going to happen?
And then it would have made total sense.
Doesn't matter.
In addition to causing the burn by being in sheer utter angst at his mum dying, he also has in his memory this song that they used to sing or something. I don't know. We don't know where that song came from. It's not.
I think they kind of talk about
up.
Yeah, and as I say, I never watched that. Hearing secondhand from Duncan about the Bad Wolf arc made me want to go back and watch it because it really does. That's the kind of shit I love.
If you're going to watch any Doctor Who, you should probably watch that 2 season Tennant period.
Yeah. I mean, I've seen bits of it, but at any rate,
and also. I don't watch Star Trek, but after that reference, the wrestling reference, I understand it more. You should watch Star Trek. I think you'd really dig it. Start with TNG and just work through.
Yeah. So yeah, I'd be happier had they not. So many fucking not enough here. We got to move on, otherwise we'll never get it. But I just kind of think what happened for me is.
This is another good point. My biggest issue with the season is that early on they have Detmer have issues and then they're just gone.
Well, yeah, as soon as she or as soon as they acknowledge they're a problem, then they're gone, and she has a bit of a fighty...
That's how therapy works, right? You admit you have a problem, you talk once, and you are better.
It's just a little bit kind of shoddy. And what I felt was they set this thing up where they put her into the future. They called the first episode The Hope That Is You Part 1. There was no Hope That Is You Part 2, according to the original listing. So
I still want my fucking year Star Trek.
So I thought they were going to do a clever...
fucking year.
I can't give too much away because there's a Babylon 5 bit where they really like to play with the time concept and when things happen. And I really thought they were going to do a thing where what happened in that year is fucking relevant, but we won't understand what that is until later. I'm like, oh, you fucking genius. Oh, it never happened. So I'm just so there's such a promise of those early episodes. By episode 6 and 7 or whatever like that, I was on my fucking phone, and that's never a fucking good thing. Yeah, the clever way Doctor Who did those things was not by making them explicit. You might notice it, you might not. So when it comes in at the end, but they never hung their season. It's you could have done that with the music.
No, but if I'm remembering rightly, they do a little flashbacky montage type thing of all the times that it's been relevant.
Yeah.
They could have done that.
I love that sort of shit. It's very good. Everything pays off. And I do feel that happens in... Well, actually, that happens in Westworld Season 1. Unification 3.
I fucking love that.
That was a great fucking episode.
Unification
really enjoyed
3, being in a completely different series.
I just did, but that's what I mean, Nova. When I was reading the list and it said "The Hope That Is You" Part 1, then episode 2 being something completely different, then Unification 3, I thought these guys are really know what they're doing.
And I loved that whole story, that whole arc.
Yeah, me too.
Finally, we're on a united Vulcan and Romulus, and I loved all of it. That was all fantastic.
There was a lot of good stuff there. I did think that
again a bit too Burnham-centric, considering it was supposed to be a little bit.
Here's the thing,
about the Navarre, but they didn't quite make the Navarre as memorable as they needed to, because right at the end, and I know you feel the same way. Right at the end, they were like, "Oh, and the Navarre are here to help us." I'm like, "Oh, who's that?
The Navarre?"
and then they drop a line of like, "Oh, that's okay. We'll just blast them away with pesticides." And I'm like, "Okay, so this is some kind of bug race? Maybe it's another short track that I haven't seen or something." They fucking love doing this.
The Navarre.
And then they turn up and say, "Oh, the Navarre, the Vulculans, the whatever,
Romulox.
The Romulox."
Do you know what I love? Also, there's no consistency with. He's a great actor. Admiral Vance is the guy. He was the mummy, the actual mummy in the Mummy.
Oh.
There's no consistency with him.
Thanks for that. I was wondering why.
We meet him. He's a cock to them unnecessarily. Then when he knows who they are, he's a little bit nicer, but ultimately a bit of a cock. And then he basically tells Saru, "Don't fuck about. I'm watching you. We need you." And then the very next episode...
So couldn't you have fucked about a bit more? I wasn't really paying attention.
The very next episode, they have a decision where they don't know what to do and whether they're going to go searching for something to do with a book or something like that. And I think they've got a credible source of the burn, right? They got a credible source of the burn and something to work on. A marker. They found a way to find it out. And also, it's the one where they're going to rescue Book from Osira. And they want to do this because the ship has turned up. So it's totally reasonable. And then Burnham says, "We've got to go and help him find all this information." And Saru says, "Admiral Vance would never go for this on such circumstantial evidence." Then later on, Admiral Vance says, "Well, if you'd have asked me, Saru, I probably would have let you go," which is inconsistent from the first episode. Then later on, they've got to go to Navarre, and they say, "Well, I'm not happy with," and then you think, well, he's not happy with the way that Burnham is. And then he says something like, "Well, do you know what? Not only are they going to like Burnham, we're going to send Burnham." I'm like, okay, that doesn't make any fucking sense. And every time...
But I do think that was kind of the shtick with his characters, was that he was supposed to be massively inconsistent, and he's just like
super inconsistent.
I'm trying to keep all this together, man. I can't do all of this and be a normal person.
Alex is talking his motherfucking head off. Always be chatting. Up top, bam. That
was off the top of the screen there.
Yeah. I just think that he keeps it. Whenever you think he'll zig, he'll zag. So I got this impression that he was perhaps the head of the Emerald Chain somewhere. I thought he was a bad guy.
There was some kind of
because he was deliberately being
subversively shit.
Every time he said, "Saru, you shouldn't do that," like, "Saru, you should come to me." By the way, and he's like, "We shouldn't go back and rescue that one person. It's not. It's too risky." And he says, "Yeah, but if you don't go back, your crew will never trust you again." And I'm like, "Stop being." That's really great, by the way, but like, you're super inconsistent, and we're meant to notice that. We're meant to notice how Oh no, we weren't meant to notice it. So anyway, what's up, bitches and dickheads? Yes, Colin Marker, we're glad I knew you'd come back.
We knew you'd come. I hope we see Earth re-enter the Federation. Yeah, I could take it or leave it. Can't Red a Wizard dropped it back in.
Yeah, I love it.
So that, I think...
He's just talking his motherfucking head off. I'm gonna quote that on all my shit now. Thanks.
You can put that on your poster.
Yeah, I'll put it on my poster.
Talks his motherfucking
head off.
Colin Marker 78.
Do me a favour, Colin Marker. Follow me. Always be chatting. Now, I'll talk all the time. I think that's enough of that.
I think that is enough of that. Yeah. Do we want the sting again?
Yes.
My musical screamy voice?
Yes, do it.
Which way should he go? Which way do you want to go? We are an hour and 19 minutes into the show. Do we want to maybe do a little bit of Cool Wall?
Yeah, let's
close out with some Am I the Arsehole and
yeah.
Call it quits?
I'm down with that. Yeah, let's do that.
Can you put it in the chat, please? I think he's like in the chat. My laptop's a long way away from
A,
me.
always. B, C, chatting.
Yeah, I've pushed a button and broken it. So. Yeah, he's in the chat.
Check
Click
the chat
on the
out.
users in chat.
And begin with an A. Always be chatting.
In fact, just go and follow everybody that's
there
in the
you
chat.
go.
They're all fantastic.
There you go. Follow me there if you be so kind, Corner Marker. Especially if you like watching people playing other video games. You just follow. What a guy! Who knew by deliberately
follow Duff Valley,
pushing.
Follow Nova Charter. Follow Duncan the Singer. Follow.
You're gonna get some super content, old chap.
Whoever else is here that streams, follow everyone. They're all amazing.
Now,
so we're going to move on to another segment.
Yes.
It is the segment we like to call the cool wall that it totally is not ripped off from Top Gear.
Yes.
We'd like you to provide us with some topics, and we will decide whether they are hap, nap, mega hap, or mega nap.
Yes, we will.
And here we enter.
Yes.
Bow, bow, cool wall. It totally isn't ripped off.
GTA 5.
Have you played GTA 5?
No.
I have played. Do you know Duncan loves GTA 5? I'm a big fan of the GTA series in general.
I am as well. Sell me. Does GTA 5 kind of live up to the legacy of the others? Because it is the only one I have not played.
What I will say is I think GTA 5 is the best.
Oh.
And I think it is legit. And what I will say about GTA 5 is I own it, and I was playing it, but I never got into it. But that's not really the fault of the game. I just kind of was playing other things. But maybe it is the fault of the game, because I've sat down to it a couple of times and never done it. But it is, you see it from 3 different perspectives. It's the one which has the best graphics, probably a really good storyline, mixes it all up a little bit. When I think about my favourite one, my favourite is Vice City, which is the second one.
Vice City is fantastic.
Of the new kind of not top-down of the 3D version. But yeah, GTA 5 is phenomenal. When you think of GTA 4, which is where you're this kind of, I don't know, Russian or Slovakian kind of dude who keeps going around with his brother going, brother, let's go bowling, and fucking shit like that. Like, the ones that are really good are 2 and 3, like the one San Andreas and Vice City. But GTA 5...
Yeah, that kind of period of GTA 3, Vice City, San Andreas, and the stories that come with them, the little spin-off.
But GTA 5 is pristine. It's absolutely...
Yeah. I mean, the only reason I didn't bother playing GTA 5...
did 100% Vice City.
Was the online aspect, to be honest.
See what Keras has dropped in there?
Yes, I did.
I love it.
The online aspect put me off.
Right.
I don't know why. Like the idea that it had somehow become this massively multiplayer thing. I'm like, what do you even do in the online? Just go and kill a hoe for someone else?
Do you know
what's the deal?
Duncan and the Chules, who is occasionally in here, just made a gang together and played fucking GTA online loads and loads. There were no Wendigos in there.
I think that might be a suggestion for the call wall. Okay, well, I think we got enough suggestions here to keep us going. So
I see.
Thank you very much.
Yes. Well, okay. Before we get to that point, and I will tell you when I'm streaming next. It's tomorrow, by the way.
I would, sight unseen, I would not be happy to declare it mega hap.
No.
But
I think it's hap.
I was going to say, based on popular opinion, your opinion, willing to trust that, I would put it on the wall as a hap.
Hap. GTA 5 is hap.
Good with that?
After that, we were talking about soup. I saw a little cute girl said soup.
Yeah, soup was the next one, yeah.
Do you know what? Some soup can be really good. But I think soup is generally overrated. I mean, it's not a steak, is it? It's just soup. Duncan likes soup.
What's your favourite soup?
What a great question. I'll tell you what my least favourite one is tomato. Everyone seems to fucking love tomato. Tomato's so fucking dull. Isabel used to like tomato.
I see your problem there.
Yeah, no, I already didn't like it. I mean, I'll eat it, but I want a chunky interest. But the thing is, she didn't like things with bits in. I want chunky shit.
I don't want too much bits.
I want bits of potatoes and a league of fucking bacon thrown in that.
No, I don't want too much of that kind of stuff. I mean, it's a liquid.
I'll tell you what,
chicken
noodle.
I'd like to maintain the liquid aspect of the soup.
Oh, cream of chicken with sweet corn. Yeah, I'll go with that.
Yeah. My favourite soup is carrot and coriander.
Oh, that's a good choice.
I love carrot and coriander.
I like
because it's nice and thick and chunky, and it's really good to dip your crusty bread in.
I do like that. I like a tomato one which I make, which is tomatoes and chilies and other bits in and pieces like black eyed peas and stuff. That's quite nice.
I made a roasted tomato soup once of my own creation.
So I think, I'm going to go out on a limb here and I think soup is hap.
I think soup is hap. Yeah, I know what you said. What you were starting to say about it can be overrated. And given other options, I'm probably going to have the other option. But every now and again, it's a
nice warming thing to have.
Nice thing to have. So yeah, I think soup is hap.
Soup is hap.
It's not mega hap. No. Let's not go too far.
Yeah.
Bat soup is nap. Yeah.
Bat soup is nap. You want to just go up a little bit further there?
I tried it. This is it currently trying to scroll and not doing it.
Oh, okay.
I saw that Carrie dropped in Among Us.
Right, well, we're not going to agree on that one, are
we?
We're
not going to agree on that
because I think it's total shit.
And I think it's fantastic.
But we're not going to get anywhere.
so that's the end of that. We have determined, for those tuning in for the first time, if we cannot come to consensus, then it doesn't go on the call wall at all.
It does not.
So that one's not happening. Likewise, Comrade Wizard says Wendigos.
Like, now, listen.
I think they're mega nap.
In
the same way that I think the entire game is mega nap. So.
Presumably he's talking about the Wendigos from
Until Dawn.
Was there a Wendigo? Was a Wendigo a character in wrestling? Wasn't there the Wendigo or something like that? I'm sure that was something. Maybe I'm thinking of it. Wendigos.
Not as far as my search of my encyclopedic knowledge of wrestling.
Yeah, I was going to say. I'm sure there's the Wendigo. I'll have to look that up.
The Boogeyman.
That might be who I'm thinking. That's the first thing that came to mind when I was saying it. But I would swear there's anyway, Wendigos are actually... There's lots of opportunities when Wendigos turn up. I mean, Wendigos probably aren't so bad, but I mean, I know who you're talking about. Yeah, those Wendigos are now.
The Wendigos in Until Dawn, it's like, we were on to a regular kind of teen story here, and then these fucking things come out of nowhere.
Yeah, no, I'm with you
They
on
were
that
completely unnecessary. Oh, so maybe we can agree then.
Yeah, we can agree. The Wendigos are mega nap.
Okay, cool.
Yeah, we can stick
on
that
the
on
wall. Nice.
Incidentally, and also a question which disappeared, if you're still here, calling marker, I'll be streaming tomorrow, UK time, 7:30. I'll be playing Stardew Valley. Just got off to the fucking races. Everyone's fucking streaming that, and it's got like 35,000 people watching it. I'm like, fuck me, what a time to start streaming Stardew Valley. But I'm good at it.
Hang around till the end, and you can learn when all of us are streaming in the Primetime Streaming Network. There are lots of quality content coming your way, especially this week. It's a packed week.
Oh, it's packed.
I think we've cooled on the wall.
We have.
I think we've walled and cooled and walled.
We absolutely have. Yeah.
And.
Good bowl of miso soup.
An hour and 26 minutes in, I think. Totally the appropriate time to move on to
the segment we like.
The segment that we like, that you like. It is indeed arsehole time.
It's arsehole time.
Wizard. It is time. But am I the arsehole?
Am I the asshole? No, it's the children who are wrong.
You see that? Can you play the song "Fuck This Shit I'm Out"? We're not doing Haters Gonna Hate. That's
we're
the
not
one.
Doing
Yeah, he likes
hate,
that though.
Yeah.
I understand it.
Again, I've made this too small and I can't read. This is you. First.
I'm really not sure.
I'm really not sure about this.
Okay, yes. I will read this one. Eyes down, looking for a full house. Kyle, I'm really not sure about this, but let me know what you think. Well, that is the purpose of this. I, 35F, run a team of explorers. I, 35F, run a team of explorers, part of a multinational association of explorers and scientists. As the lead, I sometimes have to make... something just happened.
It did just happen. There you go, it's coming. Big Reg 74035.
Well, hey.
With 2 G's in big, I like it. That's going to be there for a while.
It is, don't worry.
I'll just turn that off.
Thank you very much for following.
I'm going to get rid of that by next week.
Right. I, 35F, run a team of explorers, part of a multinational association of explorers and scientists. As the lead, I sometimes have to make difficult decisions, and a recent incident on an exploration shone a very bright light on this process. Basically, our ship had been in some tricky waters, and we found ourselves dragged thousands of miles off course with a hell of a journey to get back home. A local, we'll call him Neil, agreed to join our crew to help us navigate the tricky route, and his bonhomie was a fillip to a tired and concerned crew, with the exception of the head of our security, Murdoch, whose general taciturn approach to life was very much at odds with Neil's joie de vivre.
Is that how it's pronounced, vivre?
Vivre. It should be without the E, but I did it like that because I saw the doctor say it on Voyager the other day, and now I enjoy saying it that way.
Oh, there you go.
But it should be joie de vivre. During our long and arduous journey home, we encountered a small island with an interesting plant life, and I sent Neil and Murdoch to collect some samples. All seemed to be going fine until they returned to the ship, I didn't know what happened. Maybe the cold had fused them together. Maybe they had a newfound respect for each other. I just didn't know. But all of a sudden, these two were inseparable. Like, literally, it was as though they were one person, and they had pieces of one of the plants all over their weird clothes. They even decided they wanted, henceforth, to be known as Knee Doc. Naturally, I put my top people on it to work out a way to get these two valued members of my crew back, but Knee Doc insisted he was now a single entity and wished to continue exactly as he was. And he went about his daily business doing 2 jobs instead of 1, and cracking on to Neil's girlfriend, Kerry. We brought her along for the ride, even though she's problematically young. Eventually, the onboard doctor discovered that it was actually the plant that was drawing them together and devised a method to extract it from them, thus separating all 3 and giving me back my original crew members. Delighted, I told Knee Doc, but he told me that would be murder. What the fuck, Knee Doc? I have a crew to run. I can't pander to this bullshit. So I got a security team to abduct his ass and drag him to the medical unit. The doctor refused to do the procedure on moral grounds, but was all, yeah, still do it if you want, I'll just tut while you do. So we did it, and it was a success, and that was that. But am I the arsehole for, murdering Knee Doc? Or did that flowery bell end have it coming anyway?
First things first, the writing team are back at full force. Tamsin says Dandelion and Murdoch. Nice.
Is this a Star Trek episode?
Yes.
Yes, it is.
Yes, it is.
Yes, it is.
And I was sent this by a current member of the chat.
Yes.
And couldn't resist throwing it in. Because this is an episode of Star Trek Voyager that is probably the most controversial episode of Star Trek ever.
Yes, an episode called Tuvix.
But no, 35F, you are not the arsehole.
No.
Whatever the portmanteau of this name that we came up with
was Knee Doc.
Neil
and Murdoch
was the arsehole. Neil and Murdoch, fine. 35F Captain, fine. Not sure she's 35, but fine. Knee Doc, arsehole. That's what I think of it.
Do you think she's 35? I don't know. I don't think she's 35 either, but
I think she's older than
that. Yeah, I mean, listen. They may well have been fused together, but the original people have a right to life as well.
When they were separated, were they grateful? Yes, they were grateful to have not been abandoned.
They were glad when they were restored.
Because they were originally 2 people.
Yeah, and they wanted to be again.
And they should have been 2 people.
Yeah.
And so they made them 2 people.
The original people were dead.
No, they weren't.
Duncan feels very strongly about this.
I know, so does Nova.
Where is Nova? I thought he'd like this. This was the whole purpose of it. The original people were dead, but they weren't dead because they could be restored.
And because they both existed in this person's kind of persona. Both of them were there.
If these were,
but they were in constant conflict with each other.
There are 2 arseholes sitting in that room and streaming. You're not wrong.
Yeah, you're absolutely right.
Am I the arsehole?
Yes.
Do you know what? If we were fused into the same person,
yeah, you could bet your ass I'd want to be separated. From
I would. And you knew you could get us back.
You fucking would, right? Imagine this show, but instead of us being dickheads towards each other and all of you, it was just one person being a dickhead. That would be boring as fuck.
Yeah.
You want the 2 people. Jalex.
That's or Alez. Or
Alez.
Unless you want to use your full name, it would be Alan.
Laramie.
Jalex.
I think Jalex works. I think she's just hit that straight on the head there.
Yeah. But I think everyone that we knew, the chat's disappeared.
The chat has died.
And we're still here. I think people would want... If someone said, if we were in a hospital...
I pressed a button, I don't know how to get out of it.
Jelex. At the injelixable ball. Jellicle cats.
I've broken it. Oh, whatever. There you go, fix it. Right.
Oh my god, that's going to be tonight's nightmare. Oh, shut up, Karis. You love that idea. Yeah, I just think
that mean you're actually going to fucking go to bed rather than waking me up all night, does it?
People would want us to be separated.
They would.
They would.
In the same way that Neil and Murdoch...
Yeah, Knee Doc.
Neil and Murdoch are in and of themselves excellent people. And I'm sure Nedoc was an excellent person too, but he wasn't the original person.
Yeah.
Peanut butter and Gel-X. I mean, Gel-X kind of sounds like some kind of security firm that just going to turn up and put... did Nedoc not have a right to life? No. Should their bodily autonomy not be respected? No. Glad we could clear that up.
I think he does have a right to life, but they also have a right to life. So, like, yes, basically...
They had the right to life
everyone
first.
has a right to life, so they kind of, like, have it first, yeah.
Yes.
First right to life beats second right to life, Duncan. That's like a law.
And if it isn't, it is now.
It is now.
So, yeah, that was that one. Now...
I did enjoy that, though. Thank you very much, person who wrote this.
Game streams would be a nightmare, Jez, we're no killing. Alex not doing... No, Alex, we're doing Kamen Rider. Yeah. We wouldn't agree.
We wouldn't agree.
Like, Gel-X wouldn't play fucking Stardew Valley, that's for sure.
KY Gel-X.
KY Gel-X.
I would...
See what you did there.
I enjoy that.
Okay. That's not the right paper. So, this...
Is that the right paper?
Yes, it is. It better be. I'm not going all the way over there. This, Am I the Arsehole, did not come from Reddit. Actually came from a newspaper that I'm slightly more happy to say the name of in public, the Daily Mirror. And it's the story of a delivery driver and the delivery customer. That's a better word.
Okay.
A delivery driver has been filmed walking off with a customer's food order after being insulted by the tip they left her for completing the job. In footage captured on the home's doorbell camera, which, coming up, stay tuned, in New York.
There's a picture, there's a video.
There's a video. Oh. The customer tells the driver to leave the order on the doorstep, but she replies to say, I need to speak to you. The DoorDash driver, other delivery services are available, tells the man that he must not realise, quote, how far she has driven to deliver the food, saying she would like to talk to him face to face about the $8 tip that he left for her on her order. And the Mirror has usefully, not so usefully, converted that $8 into £6. I'm not sure is accurate. As the customer argues that the restaurant is a 15 to 20 minute drive away, she replies, it's not, you need to try and drive it. I just drove it, it's 40 minutes, it's 12.5 miles. The man then asks why she accepted the job if she thought it was too far, and she tells the customer, I think you need to adjust your tip to make it right. The exchange escalates as the man says, what the hell are you looking for? I gave you an $8 tip, leaving her to fume. I'm going to bring the food back, as she grabs the bag of food and walks back down the driveway.
No.
The clip was uploaded to YouTube where it's been watched more than 440,000 times. When I grabbed the clip today, it had been watched exponentially more times than that. Went viral on Reddit, leaving viewers confused over how the journey had taken so long, with the maths showing her speed would have had to have averaged under 19 miles an hour. One person commented to say, wasn't expecting to hear the name of the town I live in mentioned in this. Comac is literally the next town over from Smithtown and is in no way, shape or form a 40-minute drive, even in the worst of traffic. Maybe if you were travelling by rickshaw, but certainly not by car, it's 15 minutes, tops. A second wrote...
So she's just lying.
Drivers know mileage, pay, order, delivery address, everything before delivery. If you accept it, tip or not, it's on you. Another asked, is $8 not enough? That's way more than I ever got.
I was going to say.
A DoorDash spokesperson said, we take the safety of our community extremely seriously, and such inappropriate behaviour is never tolerated on the DoorDash platform. Any behaviour that violates this zero tolerance policy is ground for deactivation.
Fucking hell, they're going to kill her?
It's an android, apparently.
Shit.
And Dasher involved has been
it's a
removed
reindeer.
from our platform. It's got a capital letter, it must be the reindeer. We have been in touch with the customer to offer support. Obviously got PTSD about the whole thing.
Yeah.
And sincerely regret
that'll be cleared up in the next episode.
That this incident fell short of the experience we strive to provide every day. And I'm sure you already have an opinion on this, but just in case, here is said video footage.
How do you believe it?
No, I could speak to you actually.
I'm sorry?
I need to speak to you. I don't think you realize where they're coming from, so I need to speak to you.
Where what's coming from?
Where the food you ordered is coming from. I don't think you realize the distance that it's come from, because then you would never actually have given what you gave. So I think you can come and see me face to face. Because I drove 40 minutes, and it was extremely far, and I got it to you early. So I don't think you realize where you ordered from.
I don't understand. You
well,
I think from where?
From the restaurant that you ordered from. Do you realize how far it is? Do you realize you ordered from Colmac and you're in Smithtown?
That's a 15-20 minute drive.
It's not. You need
to
drive it. I just drove it. It's 40 minutes. It's 12 and a half miles. So I don't think you realize how far it is.
Ashford.
So
but I think
not even that.
Pick up if you think it's that far.
They don't let us know how far. So I think you need to adjust your tip to make it right.
How much is the tip?
You gave an $8 tip.
I don't know how much the food was. $20.
Okay, I'm gonna bring the food back. I'm gonna bring the food back. Okay.
No,
Okay.
No, don't do that.
Fucking kidding.
That's literally not how this works.
Net result, no one gets anything. You don't get your tip. You've driven, apparently, 40 minutes either way.
Yeah, you've driven 40 minutes one way, apparently.
And you're not going to get
40
shit.
minutes the other way. You're going to get fired. And this is called DoorDash. Not Door Slug.
Dawdle.
Dawdle. Yeah, we nailed it.
Damn, I'm going to start a new company tomorrow. You order the
It's
food.
super cheap.
You get it eventually.
And sometime, 3 months later, you're like, fucking me.
Yeah.
Chicken curry.
Fucking Dawdle, you fucking crawled.
And she's taken the tip. That's stealing. Yeah, she's already been paid. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
And presumably she's
The
not
restaurant-
working just solely 100% on tips.
Yeah.
Presumably she's paid other
and
money
the
as well.
restaurant also has, got their money for the food.
So
The restaurant's like,
You
what the fuck?
can't actually do that.
You had one job. You take them the food.
even if there's a social contract in the States to tip,
Yes,
you don't actually have to tip.
That is something that needs to be said. Obviously, the rules of tipping are very different in the US than they are here.
Yeah.
In that there is kind of this social contract, an unbreakable social contract, whereby they don't pay their staff properly, so the
You have to
consumer
cover the
tips to
shortfall.
make up for that. But even so, she knew exactly how far she was driving. She knew that the minimum tip she could probably get was like I don't know, $1.
Yeah.
Like,
I mean, I don't know how much they're paying here and how much that will be, but like if I went to when I was in New York and I got a drink and the drink cost me, I don't know, a few bucks, I'd put $1 on every drink I ordered. If she spent $20 on Chinese or whatever the fuck, I could imagine maybe $3 or $4, $5.
20% is like the minimum that you tip in the States.
Yeah, right. So you know,
I mean, if you imagine
$4
that they have tipped 20%,
$4,
then that's a pretty expensive meal. So
I can't
seems like that is above and beyond. You can give a 2% tip for drivers.
$8?
2%?
I mean,
would you even bother? 2%?
$8. I don't know how much everyone eats. Maybe he's just ordered. You know, in that bit in Home Alone where they've ordered like 15 pizzas before they go to Paris, and the whole thing comes to like $150, $180,
Yeah.
and he goes, "Hey, nice tip" or whatever like that. Like if he ordered that amount, you'd imagine that on 120 you might get something like $25 on something like that. But this guy's probably just ordered for himself, and he's probably spent about $20, and she's got almost half of that back in tip. And she knew what was going on. This is such bullshit.
Yeah.
What a prick.
Preferable to tipping is paying yourself properly in the first place. Yes, but has nothing to do with the driver in this situation. I mean,
places
it's not her
delivery
fault
fee.
that the system is broken. But yeah, fuck me, man.
That is brilliant.
Like,
I love that we
just
get
her
to
attitude
see.
the whole time. It's like, he's like, you can just leave it on the doorstep, and she's like, no, I'd talk to you actually. Like, who even says that way? I'd talk to you actually.
How far in her journey, which wasn't that long because everyone's kind of like fact check that anyway. How long in her journey did she think I'm going to fucking?
Man, I'm driving a fucking long way here.
I'm not going to. Given that they've all said, "Oh no, we've worked out the two places," and it isn't. Like, who does this thing where they're like, this is a Ring doorbell, so the likelihood of her being filmed on this is high.
Yes. It says ring above the button.
Yeah, exactly.
Probably.
She knows she's on camera. Man, you're... Oh, fuck me, so funny.
Yeah.
If this was just without that video, I mean, it would still be bullshit, but it wouldn't...
It wouldn't have gone viral.
That's the cherry on fucking top.
Yeah.
Unbelievable.
Christ.
She is the arsehole.
She is the
this poor girl. Because all that happens, if that had been one of us, we would have just kind of... But back onto DoorDash and be like, hi, yeah, I paid for my food and you didn't fucking deliver it.
Yeah.
Because you're...
You literally threatened to deliver it, but didn't.
Your driver had a mental breakdown and had a go at me and then fucked off.
With my food.
And my tip. And her actual money. And whatever other shit. Fuck her.
Dear me.
Very first time in the arsehole where we all simultaneously agree she's an arsehole without saying she's an arsehole. I don't know. Maybe one we haven't said. Yeah, we all agreed without... We all... kind of like didn't need to. The words did not need to be said.
Telepathic arsehole.
We're like,
Yeah, very clearly the arsehole.
Yes, that's true.
Yeah, more than am I the arsehole? This was, look, here's an arsehole.
We have presented to you an arsehole, and not in a sexy way.
Your driver broke. A 404 error on your driver.
Can't find curry.
Could you send my food out in a different browser, please?
Yeah, just fucking use Google Chrome.
Use Chrome, man.
Use Chrome. Just fucking get Chrome.
So there we go.
That was good.
Another jam-packed episode of Don't Get Me Started.
Yes.
Coming to a close.
Yes.
I have to try and find someone to raid, but I don't know if my computer's going to handle that. You look on your phone, maybe.
I will. I'm going to see if there's anyone on.
I will take us through, especially for Corner Mark 78, what is available for the rest of the week on the Primetime Streamer Network. Really?
Yeah.
Nice. Okay, that's where we'll go. Oh, I've made that really small. No, too many of you are streaming. I can't see. It's too fucking small. Coming up later at possibly 1 a.m. time check on people that can see the stream. Rooster Beast is playing drums, burning some calories. Coming up tomorrow. Me! Oh yeah, you are reminding me, thanks. Tomorrow at 7:30 p.m. GMT, 2:30 p.m. Eastern, it's the Thursday night chill stream with this prick, always be chatting.
Yes.
Playing Stardew Valley.
What a game.
At 12 midnight, UK time, Little Cute Girl 86 is playing a bit more Fortnite. She'll probably rope her man, Nova Charter, into playing as well, plus some special guests possibly. And then on Friday, at a time... 1 a.m.
2:30.
1 a.m.
Oh, Saturday. Sorry, yeah, 1 a.m. That is
1 a.m. GMT. That's going into Saturday for us. Rooster Beast is playing Bully for the PC, which is not, despite what I believed,
about Bullseye.
It's not a bullseye. It's not about darts.
No, you're at a school and you're
it's
a bully.
It's not a little bit of bully.
No.
Saturday, 2:30 p.m. GMT. Reese is on F1 2020, followed by the divisional round preview of 2 Minute Warning with me and Matt on my channel. And then a lot later, at another time, I want to say 9:30. I really need to make this bigger. 9:30
I mean, they
GMT.
can also read it.
Yeah, they can read it. No. Cheat Day Eats with Captain Brilliant. But wait, there's more. Rooster's playing the drums at 10. Little Cute Girl is playing City Skyline at 11:30. On Sunday, we have got a special effing F1 show, which reviews the 2020 season. Now that has moved from this channel to Reese's channel, twitch.tv/Reesage1. Join Reese and Duff for that. Duff, what time are you streaming on Sunday? I think you told me. I want to say like 5 p.m. Duff is streaming on his new computer at 5 p.m. It's not in the schedule because he wasn't sure whether his computer was going to turn up. 5, there you go. 5 p.m. GMT. Duff is streaming. He might do some guitar, he said. He might do some trucks. Just tune in anyway. It's Duff. Duff's cool. And the week closes at 10:30 p.m. with more City Skyline from Little Cute Girl 86. And then there will be another schedule for next week, which will probably have smaller text on it because there will be even more things happening.
But similar things happening.
But pretty much similar. Guitars on a truck, nice. Guitars on a truck, 2 types of guitar, bass and
Normal.
Regular.
6 string.
Yeah.
Brilliant.
Well done, you two.
Thank you.
Thanks. We didn't really do anything.
We just sat around
and swore a bit.
We did.
Yeah.
We did. Hope you've enjoyed it tonight. If you have, then you should probably watch it next week because we do it every Wednesday. Every Wednesday at 9. From my front room.
If you're new to this show and you enjoyed it and you'd like more of it without having to wait until next week,
yes,
there's a whole archive of Don't Get Me Started available on my YouTube channel.
Yes.
If you do !YT in the chat, you'll get my YouTube channel. Please subscribe. Or if you just want to listen to it as you go about your day, it's available in podcast form along with all of the other podcasts on my channel. Go and have a listen. Drive home safe, Jez. Mind the Rosses. I guarantee I'm going to get pulled over. I guarantee that I'm going to be involved.
It's your turn.
The saga will continue next week. People choose to listen to this? Yes. You do. Joke's on you, pal. And in traditional fashion,
yes,
it's time to ask you a question.
Oh.
Now, I promised in the kind of preamble advertising this that people would learn a new swear. And I don't think they've done that yet. So I would like you to present our audience with a brand new swear.
You fucking cunt donkey.
Fuck shit,